Welcome back to Coffee and Cartridges. I got to thinking there is so many phenomenal cartridges. I mean, just a ton. And I can tell you what my favorite are, but there's so many good ones. And I got to thinking, if I had to pick a set of 5, it'd be pretty easy to do. I got so many choices. But then I got to thinking, you could really make it more difficult. So I just want to go through a few scenarios with you. If I had to pick 5 rifle cartridges for the rest of my life, but within certain parameters, could I do it? So let's start off by just common. If someone told me, look, you've got to have 5 extremely common cartridges and that's all that you can use for any application that you want to use it for the rest of your life, it'd be pretty simple. I'd pick the 223, the 243, 6.5 Creedmoor, 270 Winchester, 308 Winchester. 5 extremely common cartridges, common rounds. And in all honesty, I would have a lot of success with those 5 cartridges. They're not my 5 favorite. I really do like the 243 and the 308 a lot. But they're just common, good cartridges that everyone likes or has access to. But if I was forced to have those 5, I would have tremendous success in whatever I wanted to do. Let's make it a little bit more difficult. Let's say, and I've talked about this a little bit before, but let's say I had to have 5 OG cartridges, some of the original bolt-action rifle cartridges, and it had to be like 1915 and on back. It'd be real simple. I'd pick the 7mm Mauser and the 6.5 Swede from 1892, the 30-06 from 1906, 375 H&H from around 1911, I believe, or 1912. And then I go with a 250 Savage from around 1915. And if I was forced to use those 5 cartridges, guess what? I could do anything I would want to do. I could use that 250 Savage for varminting, for deer, whatever. I'd have awesome choices for hunting in the Swede, the Mauser, and the 30-06. And I could easily go to Africa. In fact, it's probably the most popular African cartridge and most versatile is the 375 H&H. No problems. Now, as I go through this, I want you to notice I'm never going to repeat myself. So some of these cartridges could be in multiple categories. And I'm not saying I'm picking the best 5. I'm just saying if I had to pick 5 and stick with those, it would not be hard and I could have success. Let's just say that I had to pick 5 cartridges as a set, but they had to be parent cases. They could not be derived from an existing case. Could I do that? Sure. Start out with a 222, the triple deuce. Be a fantastic cartridge that I could hunt varmints with. I might as well jump up to the 284 Winchester. That's an awesome cartridge. I wish it would come back. The original, the OG short mag. And then, I could go up to the 8mm Mauser from 1888. Germans used it for 2 world wars. It's a great cartridge. Of course, I could go to the 375 Ruger, a fairly modern cartridge. Or I could go to the 416 Rigby. Back around that same time as the 375 H&H over in England, it was developed. And those 5 cartridges, I could do pretty much anything in this planet that I wanted to do. What if I said you can only have magnums? You got 5 magnums for the rest of your life. Could I do it? Easily. A 257 Weatherby Magnum, 264 Win Mag, 7mm Rim Mag, 300 Win Mag, and 340 Weatherby Magnum. I could do pretty much anything I would want to do with that. It might not be legal in Africa to hunt dangerous game with a 340 Weatherby Magnum. I believe they want you to have at least a 37 caliber, but it would definitely be able to do the job easily. The only hindrance there would be maybe varmints or something. But the 257 Weatherby would be awesome for that. So if I was forced with those 5 cartridges, be a fantastic set of hunting cartridges. Two of the most popular hunting cartridges in the world is the 7 Rim Mag and the 300 Win Mag, so couldn't go wrong there. My personal favorite Weatherby is the 257 Weatherby. And then, you know, I love the 264 Win Mag. It's pretty cool. What if I said, well, I want to go with a set that's efficient, a really efficient set that I've not talked about before? Be pretty simple. Go with the 224 Valkyrie, the 6mm Creedmoor, 7mm Odd 8, and go with the 280 Ackley Improved as well, even though there's two 7mm there, and then a 300 WSM. That would be an awesome set. Very efficient cartridges. You could do pretty much anything that you want to do with that, from long range shooting to hunting, probably excluding dangerous game. Let's say I wanted to get a set of flat shooting cartridges, you know, just cartridges known for being flat shooting. And I'm not saying these are the flattest, I'm just saying without using any ones I've used before, could I come up with a set of flat shooting cartridges? Absolutely. 22-250, 25-06, 6.5 by 300 Weatherby, 28 Nosler, 300 Rum. You've got an awesome set of ultra flat cartridges. Let's just say that I wanted to have a set of cartridges more geared for close to medium length distances. And of course, I can't have already named them. Could I do that? Easily. 22 Hornet, 300 Savage, 338 Federal, 350 Legend, and I'd say 450 Bushmaster. You could not go wrong with those. It might not be the greatest for long range, that's why it would be a close range set, but man, you could do a lot with those. So I have named a ton of cartridges. I mean, is there anything left? Could I come up with a set of cartridges I just personally like, but yet exclude all the ones I've named before? I sure can. 204 Ruger. Kind of cheating on this one, but 22-250 Ackley Improved. It'd have to be custom. 6.5 284 Norma, 270 WSM, and the 300 Weatherby. That will be an amazing set of 5 cartridges. And I could just keep going. I didn't mention the 257 Roberts. I didn't mention the 260 Remington, the 6.5 PRC, 6.5 Weatherby RPM, 6.8 Western, 7 SAUM, even the 303 British. I never even talked about the 338 Win Mag or the new 338 Weatherby RPM. What about the 35 Whelen? Pretty cool. What about some lever action cartridges like the 3030 or 4570? I guess the overall point is there are so many awesome cartridges. You know, now not all these ones I mentioned are readily available, but they're out there. They're all standardized except for the Ackley Improved 22-250. But we really have a plethora of awesome choices, you know. And it's fun to debate which one is better. In fact, that's what I do here quite a bit of the time on the channel. It's fun to pit one against the other. It's just fun to talk about cartridges. But in reality, we have so many good choices, and it's really going to be hard to make a bad choice, you know? I did know a young man that used a 338 Win Mag to hunt whitetail deer here in Missouri. I thought that was a bad choice. I just felt like it was tremendous overkill. It technically is legal to hunt a whitetail deer with a 22 Hornet. I don't think that's a good choice. Can it be done? Absolutely, especially if you have the right bullet, you make a headshot or something like that. But, you know, there can be a bad choice cartridge for an application. But generally speaking, it's hard to come up with a really bad caliber. It's easy to jump on a bandwagon and act like a new cartridge, like the 6.5 Creedmoor, is the greatest cartridge of all time, which it's obviously not, especially if you're a hunter. It's really not that big of a deal at all. It's also easy to jump on the reverse bandwagon. Is that a term? Where we just hate a certain cartridge because it's popular, like the 6.5 Creedmoor. I don't hate it. It's fine. It's a good cartridge. But you know, say you have one cartridge and it's a 308. It's pretty versatile. You know, 30-06, very versatile. the wide range of bullet weights and, you know, types of construction of bullets that you can buy, the different kinds of powders. I mean, there's so much versatility. You can pretty much make any caliber work for you. You know, if all you had was a .308 and you wanted to hunt coyotes, you could just put a 110 grain bullet in there, maybe a 130 grain bullet. It's perfect for whitetail deer. You could even go up to like a 180 grain bullet, and you could thump some elk with that. So, you know, you can pretty well do that with most cartridges, most calibers. 30 caliber, 7mm caliber seem to be exceptionally versatile, but you've got some versatility to some degree in all calibers. Thinking of myself, I got so many loads that I want to work up. I just had to find time to do it, but I want to go back to my 22-250. I want to work up some other loads for that. I definitely want to continue my 270 WSM. I want to try a few different 30-06 loads I haven't done before, but it's really a cool time. You know, we have lots of cool components, lots of modern touches that make things better than they ever have been. The only issue right now is shortage, just trying to find stuff, trying to find powder and brass and bullets and all that. But we really have an awesome amount of choices when it comes to rifle cartridges, which makes it pretty cool. You basically just have to decide, you know, what's more important to me. Is it like, am I looking for absolute performance, maxed out, then go with a Magnum? Or if am I looking more for low recoil for whatever reason, then you can go with a more lighter recoiling round. You just have to decide what's best for you. But it's pretty cool that we have so many options. You know, and no matter what era that you live in, whether it's 1890s or, you know, the last 10 years, there's awesome cartridges that have been developed back then and today. And you're not going to go wrong with any era or with any type of cartridges. The common ones are good. Some of the more rare ones are good. Pretty cool thing to think about. Of course, you know, if things get really tight in the world, which seems like they're kind of going there, you know, having a more common round like a .308 or a .223 or something is nice to have. You know, if all of your rifles are chambered in very custom niche cartridges, it could be tougher to find either ammo for or the components that you need to reload. But me personally, it's also boring to just have the same, you know, 6.5 Creedmoor, 6.5 PRC, .308. That gets pretty boring. So I'm curious to know if you were to have just 5 rifle cartridges. I named several categories, but I'll open it up to you. If you could just have 5, which I've done videos in the past about best all-around duo. It doesn't have to be all around. It could just, in fact, when you're talking about 5, it kind of goes against being all around. You can have more, you know, each one for a specific purpose. But if you could just have 5 for the rest of your life, if someone said, after these 5, you'll never be able to buy any more, you'll just have to use these 5, what 5 would you pick? What would the 5 be? Would you go old school, new school? Would you go common? Would you go more custom? Or would you just have a mix? I'd probably have some kind of a mix. But what 5 cartridges would it be if you could only have 5 for the rest of your life? Curious to know. Hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Hope you have a great day. And until next time, take care.